Monica Beresford Redmond was a woman who seemed to have it all. She was beautiful, intelligent, and driven. She had built a successful career for herself in the competitive world of Los Angeles nightlife. Her nightclub, Zabumba, was a testament to her hard work and entrepreneurial spirit. It was a place where people went to escape, to dance, to celebrate life. Monica, with her warm smile and infectious laugh, was the heart and soul of the place. But Monica's life wasn't just about work. She was deeply devoted to her family. She adored her two young children, a boy and a girl, and her world revolved around their happiness. She had found love with Bruce Beresford Redmond, a successful television producer who had worked on the hit reality show A Survivor. They seemed, on the surface, to be the perfect couple, living a charmed life. Their life together took them to exotic locations around the world, places most people only dreamed of visiting. They had a beautiful home in Southern California, a testament to their success. Monica had every reason to believe that the best was yet to come. She had worked hard, loved deeply, and built a life filled with promise. Little did she know that her story was about to take a dark and tragic turn, one that would leave her family shattered and her friends searching for answers. It was supposed to be a family vacation, a chance to escape the pressures of their busy lives and reconnect. The destination, the Moon Palace Resort in Cancun, Mexico, a luxurious oasis of sun-drenched beaches and turquoise waters. Monica, Bruce, and their two young children arrived at the resort with smiles on their faces, ready to embrace a week of relaxation and fun. But almost immediately, there were signs that something was amiss. Tensions between Monica and Bruce, which had been simmering beneath the surface for months, began to boil over. Arguments erupted, voices were raised, the idyllic vacation was quickly unraveling. Then, on April 5th, 2010, Monica vanished. One moment she was there, the next, she was gone. Her family, frantic with worry, searched everywhere for her. They called her name, hoping for a response, but their pleas were met with only silence. The beautiful resort, once a symbol of luxury and escape, had transformed into a nightmare. Where was Monica? Had she simply wandered off, gotten lost in the sprawling complex, or had something more sinister happened to her? As the hours turned into days, a chilling realization began to dawn on those who knew her best. Something was terribly wrong. Bruce Beresford Redmond, his face etched with worry and his voice thick with emotion, appeared on television screens across America. He pleaded for his wife's safe return, his words a mix of desperation and disbelief. He told anyone who would listen that Monica had disappeared, that she had vanished without a trace. He painted a picture of a loving husband, frantic with worry, desperate to find his missing wife. He spoke of their children, their young faces etched with confusion and fear, wondering where their mother had gone. He talked about the vacation, how they'd been having such a wonderful time until Monica disappeared. He urged anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. He needed to find Monica, he said, to bring her home to her family. But even as Bruce made his emotional pleas, doubts began to surface. There were inconsistencies in his story, details that didn't quite add up. Investigators began to focus on Bruce, their suspicions growing with each passing day. The loving husband, so desperate to find his wife, was now at the center of the investigation, a person of interest in her disappearance. The more they dug, the more questions they uncovered, and the more convinced they became that Bruce knew more than he was letting on. Section 4, Secrets in the Shadows. The idyllic facade of the Moon Palace Resort, the carefully curated image of paradise, couldn't hide the gruesome discovery that lay hidden in the shadows. Monica's body, battered and bruised, was found in a sewage tank just outside the resort grounds. The news sent shockwaves through the investigation and shattered the illusion that Monica had simply wandered off. This was no accident, no tragic misadventure. Monica Beresford Redmond had been murdered. The investigation intensified, the focus now laser-focused on Bruce. Witnesses came forward reporting heated arguments between the couple in the days leading up to Monica's disappearance. Hotel staff recalled strange and unsettling behavior from Bruce. The evidence against him was mounting, a grim tapestry of circumstantial details and troubling inconsistencies. Mexican authorities, convinced of Bruce's guilt, issued a warrant for his arrest. The case, once a missing persons investigation, had taken a sinister turn, evolving into a full-blown murder inquiry. Bruce, once a successful television producer, was now a fugitive from justice. His face plastered on wanted posters, his name synonymous with a brutal crime. The man who had so publicly proclaimed his innocence was now the prime suspect in his wife's murder. Section 5. The weight of evidence. The courtroom was abuzz with anticipation as the trial of Bruce Beresford Redmond began. The prosecution, armed with forensic evidence and eyewitness accounts, laid out a chilling narrative of a marriage in trouble, culminating in a violent confrontation and a desperate attempt to cover up a crime. They painted Bruce as a controlling and jealous husband, driven to violence by his wife's desire for independence. The defense countered, arguing that Bruce was a loving husband and father, wrongly accused of a horrific crime. They pointed to inconsistencies in the prosecution's case, suggesting that Monica's death was the result of a robbery gone wrong or a tragic accident. They urged the jury to look beyond the salacious headlines and the circumstantial evidence and to see Bruce for what he truly was, an innocent man caught in a web of suspicion and speculation. But the weight of evidence against Bruce was overwhelming. After weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict guilty. Bruce Beresford Redmond, the once celebrated television producer, was convicted of murdering his wife. He was sentenced to 12 years in a Mexican prison, his life and career in ruins. The verdict, however, did little to ease the pain of Monica's family, who were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives. Justice had been served, but it came at a devastating cost. Section 6. A family torn apart. The years that followed were a blur of appeals and legal wrangling, but Bruce's conviction remained. He served 7.5 years of his 12-year sentence before being released from prison in 2019. He returned to California, a shadow of his former self, to face the daunting task of rebuilding his life. He went back to living with his mother, a stark contrast to the luxurious life he once led. His children, now teenagers, were left to grapple with the devastating consequences of their father's actions. The case of Monica Beresford Redmond continues to fascinate and horrify. It is a stark reminder that darkness can lurk beneath even the most idyllic of surfaces, that paradise can quickly turn into a nightmare. It is a story of love and betrayal, of secrets and lies, of a life cut tragically short. And at the heart of it all is a family torn apart, forever haunted by the question, why? The case serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that things are not always as they seem and that even those closest to us can harbor dark secrets. It is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of domestic violence and the importance of speaking out against abuse. And it is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit as Monica's family and friends continue to honor her memory and fight for justice in her name. Beresford Redmond was convicted of beating and strangling his wife, 2015. He was released from prison after serving 7.5 years of a 12-year sentence in 2019, NBC Los Angeles reported. He returned to California in the summer of 2020 to live with his mother and 2 children. The kids were 5 and 3 at the time of their mother's death.